Welcome everybody to tonight's home clinic. A home clinic is where we grab one quality coach and he presents on one specific subject for you guys to enjoy, and he usually does that from home. If you guys have been enjoying this series and would like to see it continue, we want to ask that you would like and subscribe below. Those things certainly help us to grow and is kind of that feedback to say this is a good thing. Keep this coming. If you have a desire to present in the future, reach out to us on Twitter, DM us. That's at the Chief Pigskin. All right, without further ado, tonight's home clinic.
What's going on, coaches? My name is Anthony Gonzalez. I'm the head football coach at Everett Alvarez High School. Today I'm joined by Nick Gehrts. He is the head coach and offensive coordinator at Westview High School in Avondale, Arizona. Today he's going to be talking about Bucksweep variations, and you're in your 5th year as a head coach. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And you guys, interesting story before we started is you guys transitioned from straight up Delaware wing tee to more of a shotgun wing tee. Can you tell us why you guys did that?
Yeah, just for us, it was going in. I loved what they were doing with the wing tee, and they were really successful with it. So I wanted to be able to throw the ball and kind of mix in those RPOs with the wing tee, and I always thought that if you can mix those two up, it kind of just puts a little bit more stress on the defense. So we decided to go with the shotgun wing tee, and have had some success with this, and it's still evolving.
Cool. All right, Coach. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and take it away.
All right. All right. Yeah. So this will be my 5th year at Westview. And like we said, they're Delaware wing tee, and then we kind of transitioned to the shotgun wing tee over time. In my first year, we try to keep everything the same. So, like I said, we've had a lot of success over there. So we like every wing tee team, just try to adjust and adapt as we go, and kind of just take it from there. So this, like the Bucksweep and type stuff, the last 2 years we've been exclusively shotgun. So that's where I'm basing my numbers off of. We've averaged about 7.2 yards a game on the Bucksweep, and then these are just the different variations that we do off of the Bucksweep. So we'll do what I call this run options, and really what we've done with our quarterback is he's become at times the 3rd running back, or even at times our 4th running back, depending on how we run things. So we'll run our quarterback. Last year, our quarterback, this will be his 3rd year as our starter. He was a junior last year, and he started for us exclusively as a sophomore. He played for half the season, and then we had to transfer that, sit out 50% of the game. So that guy took over and played last year a full-time quarterback for us. He rushed for 1,000 yards and then threw for over 1,000 yards. So I thought, going forward, that's kind of the model that I want to go after. And obviously you adapt to your quarterback's abilities. But just some different things that we did off of Bucksweep is we'll read the end on the line of scrimmage. We read the interior D lineman, so we read the 3 technique a little bit. We had some success with that. And then the RPO stuff, mainly, I feel like just especially at the high school level, you put stress on those flat defenders, and they're typically not your best linebackers. So putting stress on them, we like to try to do that in the run game and in the pass game. And then we'll even read the safeties sometimes. And then we'll run a reverse off of our Bucksweep, the double handoff type stuff, and then a quarterback counter off of it too. So I felt like we've done a good job there, and then we'll keep expanding as we go, especially with him being a senior. That's definitely going to help. Here's my contact info. I'm not trying to sell anything. If you guys need anything, I'm happy to send film, whatever you need. I didn't invent the wing tee. Everything I got has been given to me, so I'm happy to share anything with that, and I have it on the last slide too, so you guys can all take that down. So just a little bit about us. We made the playoffs 9 times since last year was a down year for us. It was the first time in a long time we didn't make the playoffs. And then we've had 8 region championships since 2010. And again, that last year was a downtime for us. So at one point in time, we were 49-0 in region since 2010, and then ended up losing 2 games last year. Kind of lost the streak, but it is what it is, and you start a new one. So, but we're 49-2 in region since 2010, and that's been doing nothing but running wing T. So the wing T's been really good to us, and I'm just trying to continue off what other people, the coaches before me did, and expand it. So this is kind of my reasoning why we went to the shotgun wing T. I feel like it's a program offense, and we want to teach it from all the way from the top down to the bottom. And I give those lower level coaches the install plan and what I want to see them running, and they implement it, our base stuff with those kids. And then once they get up to us, once they know the base stuff, we can kind of roll with it and teach them new stuff. Our guys, we probably you can adapt to any talent level. Our offensive line last year was probably our biggest offensive line that we had, and I think we averaged 260. We're never really big up front, but anytime you can get those quick guards out in space and get them on linebackers and corners and all that stuff, so we can adapt it to any talent level. And I think, honestly, if I needed to, I could go back under center, and it wouldn't be much of a change for us. Formations, I feel like shotgun, you have more formations that you can work with and kind of spread the defense out. And just going off that, they have to defend the entire field because we're in shotgun. You can throw the ball. They're not just worried about boots or sprint outs or waggles and all that type of stuff. And then I think we can still run the ball pretty effectively by doing that, still have our multiple ball carriers, and sustain success. Just like I said, since 2010, we've had a fair share of success, and then we just want to kind of grow on that. Ability to pass and run, complementary plays, RPOs, and it fits our kids. I didn't put our demographics on there, but I think we're around 50% free and reduced lunch at our school. And they actually built another school maybe 2 miles for us, so our enrollment's going to go down. We were about 2,000 kids, a little bit less than that, I think, is what we were at. And then now with that new school being built, we'll see our enrollment go down, but we'll roll with it. So this is our offensive philosophy. Take what defense gives you and be a fundamentally sound scoring machine. Really, that's all we try to accomplish with it. And I'm not very smart, so I try to keep things as simple as I possibly can for our kids and for myself. And right there, if we can just be fundamentally sound and score a lot of points and try to take the pressure off the defense. We had it 2 years ago where our defense was really good and we weren't scoring very many points. And that kind of put a lot of strain on them, a lot of pressure on them. But we don't want to do that. We want to be able to take that off pressure off the defense. So one thing that I want to touch on is culture. I'm a big believer in culture. I really got into like the Focus 3 podcast with Tim and Tim Kite and BK Brian Kite, I think is his name. And then one of my friends from high school, who I see as a mentor, and I'll get into that later. But so basically, I took this from Ohio State with Urban Meyer, and kind of just made it our own. So, and really the thing is we live in the day and age with the kids where they want to know why. And I thought that implementing this gives them that why really easily, what we're looking for as far as what our culture looks like. And I really had to think hard about, what do I want our culture to look like? And if somebody comes and watches our practice, or you ask our kids, what are they going to say about what our culture is? So we believe that 3 things: relentless effort, owning your role, and the power of the unit. Those are the 3 things that we're going to focus within our culture. And I think the biggest thing with this is it translates to making young men and better men after they leave our program. And if we can teach them those 3 things, I think that we're going to be pretty good. So we just have what we believe, how we behave, and then what outcome we're going to get on that. And I won't read it all to you. We really stress going 1-0, and I really try to get those guys to really get in their heads to believe that and really live their lives that way. Just take one thing at a time. And kids these days, I think more so when we were growing up, have a lot more on their plate than just going out to with their friends and playing and that type of stuff, where they got real like adult responsibilities that they have to live with, and I think that it can be overwhelming for them at times. And I mean, even as us as adults, it's overwhelming for us. So we really just try to focus like on the here and now and going 1-0. So we talk about going 1-0 in the classroom, and then after you're done with the classroom, whatever business you have to take after that, take care of that. Going 1-0 while you eat lunch. It is a big thing. A lot of our kids don't eat lunch. Drinking water, you have to go drink water, that type of stuff. So we're really big on that. And I'm not, like I said, I won't read that all to you guys. So this is my other guy that I've been, he's been had an impact on me and the culture stuff. And this is something that kind of changed my mindset on the wing tee just this year, just having conversations with him. So this is Phil Beckner, and he started this. It's really a movement, and Be Better, Be Different. And he's a basketball guy. He's coached from Weber State all the way to the NBA, and kind of got out of the coaching thing and started this. So he's a personal trainer now for NBA guys, and the most notable one is Damian Lillard. So a lot of times you see Damian Lillard reference Phil on things, and so that's where this came from. So this kind of, I wanted to share it with people because it really is a great resource for coaches. And I know it's basketball related, but I've taken away a lot of it and I've even gone to his coaches clinics about basketball just to learn more about this culture type stuff. So how it's explained is basically you are either better or you're different. And for me, it goes hand in hand, not only for our athletes, but for our philosophy and our program as for the wing tee. And if you think about the wing tee, why it's had so much success, it's because it's different. Most of the times, if you have a 10-game schedule, you're going to see it once, maybe twice on your schedule where people are running it. And so for me, when we got into the shotgun stuff, I thought what I was doing was different. But after looking at it this year, we've kind of became the same as everybody else as far as the wing tee goes, because now that we're not using as much motion. I know some guys still are, but we're still have the guy that's offset to us and we're just giving him the ball, where before we were faking the trap and then giving the sweep and that type of stuff. And we kind of went away from that. So this kind of opened my eyes to that, where I want to be better, but I want to be different. And with my kids, and I know a lot of other schools that run the wing tee, it's hard for us to be better. Usually when we line up against somebody on the other side of the field, they're better than us, but we can be different. So I think the big thing is when you and like he says, when you combine those two, better or different, if you're better and different, you're elite. And just an example of somebody like that is better and different, I would think is Patrick Mahomes, who just got a huge contract out of Kansas City. But if you look at the way he plays the game, he's better than everybody, and he's different the way he approaches the game, and the way he can extend plays. Even his arm motion is a little bit different and that type of stuff, and just using different arm angles. So this is something that, and I'll get into more like kind of my thought process on the Be Better, Be Different for our offense. But there's a lot of great things on there for you guys as coaches that you can look at. And he's basically he started a podcast with the 5 questions, and he's just talking how to be better, be different with NBA guys. And he has some other guys on there too that aren't NBA guys. So if you're interested in that, I know Phil's always open to help people out, and he's certainly been great to us in our program. And I'll talk about that. So here's my big question is, whenever I was evaluating our offense after this last season, is what do you people think? And the thing for me is buck sweep is a time-consuming play. I don't think it's something that you can kind of just mix into things and you can kind of just run it here and there wherever you want to do it. It's something that you have to be committed to because rules and blocking schemes and all that type of stuff. And you're going to get a lot of different looks if you're successful with the buck sweep, because teams ultimately, I feel like when teams come play us or we go to them, the first thing that they're trying to figure out on Saturday morning or Sunday morning, whenever their coaches meet, is how to stop buck sweep, because that's what our offense runs through is buck sweep. And so much of our offense is built around buck sweep. So I feel this is just my personal opinion, and I'm by no means the smartest guy on the planet with buck sweep, but I think you got to run it. You got to practice it 2 to 3 times a week. We break it down. Our install for the week is broken down to where we practice buck sweep at least in our team period. Obviously not every day is dedicated to it, but we try to do like on Mondays, we're running buck sweep and trap and practice that day, and that's all our focus is. But then as we go into the week, so like Tuesday will be a belly day for us. So all we're focusing on is belly that day. And then on Wednesday is going to be our counters and all that stuff that we go off of it. But on those days, we'll still run buck sweep in team periods, and we're filming it and we're coaching our guys up on it. But it's not our primary focus on those days. So, these are 3 ways that I think what you do if buck sweep is stopped. So if they have more, they stop it if they have more guys in the box. That's everything. And is your answer to throw the ball? For me, I know that on paper and if I get on a whiteboard with somebody and you put a bunch of guys in the box, I'm going to say, well, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z and probably throw the ball. However, what I do on the whiteboard doesn't usually translate over to games on Friday nights. I got to be able to run buck sweep still to have everything else in my offense work. And again, this is my opinion. So another way, they have better dudes than you. Well, we see that a lot. But again, going back to that be better, be different. If you're different and they have better dudes than you, that's going to help you and give you some hope in that aspect. And I think third way that it stops is bad execution. And I think everybody can agree that's any football play that you run, if you have bad execution, it's not going to work. So that's why we spend so much time on it. So this is our rules. Our rules are just like everybody else. If we start over here on the wing, his rule is gap down backer. So if there's nobody in his gap, he's going down to the backer. Same with our tight end, gap down backer. Our plate side guard, he's pull kicking number 4. So for us, it would be the corner in this. He would be the 4th defender. We would kick him. So this is kind of like my new way of thinking of running buck sweep. And we'll explain it more later on. But traditionally, we would have our tailback offset here, and we would be giving him the ball, and we would send our center to the nose right there, rather than going up to the next level to that mic. And I'll show you the difference on it. But so if this year we're going to send our tailback to the nose, and he'll be responsible to him, just like in the Delaware. And then obviously backside guard is pull seal. We want his guys inside first, and if nobody appears inside, then he can get his eyes outside. Essentially, he is pulling for the will linebacker that's walked out over there. Now, I never see this look on Friday nights. It's very rare if I see this look, but I just wanted to drop a base defense, so just a base 4 defense where the will is splitting the difference between the Z and the tackle. And then obviously our backside tackle, he's going to look and try to give that end a punch, but his primary rule is backside cutoff. So we teach him to go run at the butts of the linebackers, and he should be able to slap their butts as he's running by, and try to work his way to that safety. So this is how we've ran buck sweep for the last 4 years or 3 years, whatever it is, since we've gone shotgun. And just looking at the numbers in the box, it's really what we saw happen was we don't have somebody for that mic, to account for that mic. So what was happening is this guy right here is going to scrape hard underneath right here and either feel where this guard is pulling, or he's going to scrape underneath and meet our running ball carrier right here in this area. And we were struggling with that because we lost a blocker by taking our tailback out and giving him the ball. Whereas before, in the Delaware scheme of things, this guy's climbing to the mic like this, and we're blocking here with this guy there. Well, now I got an answer for this guy right here, and I'm really just worried about that guy. So that's kind of I feel like people that go to shotgun wing T, they see this look right here like this, and they're running it like that. And it works for some people, but right now for us, we just haven't had that much success with it as much as I would like. And we're averaging 7 yards a carry, and here I am saying we're not having as much success as I want. But I'm just trying to go back to those roots of being different in that aspect. So again, if this is the look that we see a lot of and when we're playing teams, is they're going to give us that 9, that 5, that 3, that 1, and that 5. So really what happens is what teams have figured out is if I take these 3 defenders or these 3 offensive players right there and put a guy in their gap, they have to block him down. That's their rule. And that's true. That is our rule, because we can't just let somebody go. So what's happening is these 3 guys are now doing that. Now we have a 4th guy here that has to go down, and it's leaving these guys alone. And we're asking this guy to pull all the way around and pick up 1 or 2 of those guys. And what's happening that we see is these guys are scraping, and coaches are getting good at teaching this. They're scraping, and then they're filling our guy right here. By the time this guard gets around, well, it's too late. He's already in between them and underneath them in that. So I'm trying to figure out what is the best way to do that. And again, talking to my buddy there, it's just like be better, be different. And how can we do that? So again, if you look at it this way, and I understand like this is a tough block for our center to get to that mic. However, if he's going to flow hard this way, I feel like our center is going to get there to him, and we're teaching him to go where he's going to be, not where he's at. He's going to get to him, and he's just going to keep blocking him on his track that way, which leaves this guy to get it and do a cutback. So we teach him, and the way we say it is, once you get it and you see a hole, go back where you came from. So he came from over here, so he's going to hit it, and once that guy pushes him out here, now we can go back where we came from, and we open up that cutback lane, and I'm okay with that. And it's not always going to hit here and then go out this way. And now we have this guard pulling for this wheel, and I like our odds better at that. I tell our running backs the ideal situation, the best situation I can get you in is one-on-one with this safety. It's your job to beat that safety and make that safety lose in that situation. So that's kind of my thought process on Bucksweep going into this year, and we'll run with it and then make adjustments as we need. So I think probably the biggest question I always get is, what formations do you run? So this is kind of just my thought process of picking formations. I want to have 3 formations with a tight end wing. So we call those strong formations. Three with that were 2x2, and that could be with a tight end or without a tight end, or wing back, or where the tight end's extended, and then 3 unbalanced plays. So we're 3x1, or last year with our quarterback being able to run the ball so well, we got in 4x1 a lot and really spread teams out, and that was fun to kind of go with that too. But that's the kind of thing. So here's a couple of them. So we call this formation Viper, and that's with the tight end wing. So that'd be a strong formation for us, which a lot of my stuff is going to be drawn up that way. Wing right, again, same concept as Viper. We're just bringing that guy in. Ace, so now we're 2x2. Obviously, this gives you the option to be able to run the ball both ways. So going back to the old Delaware roots, full house. Makes it a little bit harder to run wing T, but we think that we can to run Bucksweep, but we still can run it out of this. And then our 3x1, and then we'll add some tags into the Cobra Open, and we'll just call stack. So just kind of give us different looks, see if they'll walk that defender out with that guy, and do some RPOs off of it. So just a couple formations that we run. So again, going back to the be better, be different, how can we be different? So once we went shotgun, got away from running shifts and motions, and which I think is probably, as for the offense, is probably the easiest thing that you can do. And it's time consuming. It's going to take some work, but it's the easiest thing that you can do because nothing changes for you blocking wise. It just changes for you in the backfield. And I think one of the biggest things that I've learned from, and I think as coaches, we overthink this aspect, but I'm not scheming. When you're scheming, everyone's trying to out scheme the coach. Well, the approach that I've taken in the last couple of years is I'm not trying to out scheme the coach. I'm trying to out scheme the players that are on the field because the coach isn't out there with them. And, I know for me, for my kids, I'm trying to change things. I'm trying to get 14, 15, 16, 17-year-olds to make decisions in 1 second on what they have to do and what the right call is. And I know their coaches have worked on it with them, but I'm still asking the kids to make the decision and not just the coach make the decision. So if I get in one formation and I shift to another formation, can that 15, 16, 17-year-old kid in 1 second change what the call is to get them in the right situation that they need? And teenagers, and I know for us, it's like, the squirrel runs by and it's, squirrel, and I'm looking to see what the squirrel is. And that's essentially what we're trying to do with the shifts is get those guys to get their eyes where their coach is not coaching them to get their eyes. And real quick, just get your eyes out of there. Now my eyes are wrong and I can snap the ball and we're off. So I think that's one thing. And then going back to hiding the ball, like Bucksweep and trap. And then we want to be different with the run options and the pass options. So that's my approach going into this year, is a little bit different than the last couple of years. That's how I'm approaching it being different this year. So here's some shifts that that are simple. I think that if you spend, and especially in the summer, like an hour a day in the summer to do this, or an hour a week in the summer, you can get these rolling by the time you get out on the field, and it becomes second nature to the kids. So shift for us, it's real simple. It's just all running backs. So if you're a wing back or a tailback, you're shifting. So you're just moving to one spot over, and then when the quarterback is given his cadence, for us, he's saying down, and then we're shifting to where we should be in that formation. So we can do this with every single formation, and it's real simple. The next thing is pop. So all the receivers in the formation that are extended, they're coming in, and then on down, they're popping out. And then we combine the two, and it's shop. So we're shifting and popping at the same time. So if you look at that, just imagine a 15-year-old or 17-year-old looking at that, and like we're making our call based on how they're lining up, where our strength is, and now all of a sudden there's movement. We got to figure out where four dudes just move to and adjust our call off of that. So that's too easy. So really, it's two shifts and that where you're working on, and then you combine them, and they should know what it is with shift and pop. The next one is trade. So that's just for our tight ends and wings, starting on one side and then moving to the other side on down. And if there's no tight end in the game, we use our wing. And if there's no wing in the game, we use our tight end. So real simple, just trade. And then what we do is we combine trade and pop. So now we're exploding and trading. And the cool thing about this is you could easily just tell this tight end to go down and send your tackle over instead. And now you're in unbalanced formation with your tight end being eligible receiver, and now you're really different. So that's kind of just one easy way that we can do that. Again, here's our Bucksweep. So gap down backer, pull kick number 4, gap down backer, pull wrap, eyes inside, backside cutoff. And then we have some video of it so we can kind of walk through what we're doing. So again, we're not feeling for this guy. We have our center picking this guy up. And and we're kind of losing a blocker. So like I was saying, we're drawing up how we do it. So this team, we've played them the last 3 years, so we kind of got a good idea what they're trying to do against us defensively, which helps. But they're manned up against us here. So we have everybody's manned up. The corner has him, and then the safety has the tight end, which leaves their box to be able to do a lot of things and just stop the run. And it makes things difficult when you do that, because those guys have no pass responsibility. And I know the answer is, well, just throw the ball. They're in zero coverage. And that's all great on paper and everything, but you still have to protect these guys. So you'll see gap down backer, pull kick number 4. So for us, we have 1, 2, 3. So this is our 4th defender. Unless he walks down in the gap of the wingback, then he'll pick him up. So we can play through this here. Kind of gets a little murky in there, but we end up getting through it. What I really like on this play for us is our backside tackle. If you watch him on this backside cutoff, he really gets what we call the home run block, just by being aggressive and working his way over there, where he just gets in the way of that guy that could make the tackle and really helps us out. So you get a better view here from the backside. So again, we're back, have down backer here. He's pull kicking there. This guy's really got to get down here. And one thing I forgot to mention is we teach our kids a shoulder block. So we're aiming for the hip, the near hip of the defender, and we want to shoulder block those guys. Primarily because the guys lined up across from us are usually bigger than us. So that's how we want to do it. So our tight end should be going down to this backer, and our wing back should be going down to I think that's a 9 tech or 5 tech right there. He's kind of head up on him. So, and that's exactly what happens. So we're outnumbered now. We have 3 guys right here for our 2 guys, because we're good with the box. But like I said, that backside tackle gets over there and gets that cutoff block, and which really propels this play. So I'll let it play, and then we can kind of go back and look at it. So, and it's a big play for us, right? In that type of situation. But we got guys there, and we get guys in their way, and we're not too bad. We're not in bad shape right now, because those guys are kind of overplaying it, and then it really helps with our backside tackle coming through. That guy gets off the block, but our running back just makes a play. So here's how we do read. So we did this. This was a play from 2 years ago. One of our reads where we're going to read the end man on the line of scrimmage. So we taught our tackle on this particular play, if he crosses your face to pick him up, and you're going to see in this play that he doesn't cross his face, but he gets confused and still picks him up. And our quarterback pulls it on this first one. But what I want you to watch is this wheel linebacker right here. He's flowing hard, which really helps this play out. And this is something that, as a coach, when you see these linebackers are flowing so hard to stop Bucksweep, this is something that's really easy to do. So for us, the play is the same. We call in a tag. So our tag for this is Roger, which just means read end. And so that tells that guy to leave him alone unless he crosses his face. And so everybody else is running Bucksweep the way we always run it, and we're just not blocking one guy. So that's something that we can do to kind of help in this situation where they have more guys in the box than we do. So we'll just read one of them that we can't block, and that we've had success doing that. So this wheel linebacker, you'll see him flow real hard and helps this play work out. So, and this is the quarterback here is a sophomore, so he doesn't, he's pulling it. He sees grass, and I'm okay with that. We'll never get mad about something like that. And the backside of it, you can kind of get a better view of what's going on. Little shifts going on that that helps them, because now our guys have to think that we're having 16, 17-year-old guys think about what my rules are. So that's good for them. But we should be reading this guy right here on the end, and if he crashes down, we should pull and run around him. But you'll see our guy picks him up and ends up working out. So then what we did is we just flip-flopped our running back and our quarterback. So it's the same thing. We're still reading this guy, the end man on the line of scrimmage. However, the quarterback and the running back change responsibilities. So we can there. So now what he should be reading him still, and if he gets upfield, he should pull it and run our traditional buck sweep. If not, if he crashes down, he should give it to him, and he should basically do what the quarterback did on the last play. So here the quarterback just pulls it, and again, but even just doing that by switching that guy to that side, it changes things for these linebackers, because now they think, on all their film review of us, I'm sure our tendency is we're going to run to the opposite side of where our back is lined up. So by doing that, they see that back is now lined up over there, so they must be running to the left, to the weak side, and just one little change, and we can just pull it and go. And you can see those linebackers flow towards the running back, and we're keeping it and going over there. So just a couple different variations of how we try to manipulate what we're doing. So I only have one clip of this art. I don't know why, but we had so much trouble with our camera guys last year. It seems like every time we ran this play good, we didn't get it on film for whatever reason. And even the clip I'm going to show you is not very good. It starts late. But essentially what we're trying to do on this is we're trying to read the 3 technique, because with the way the looks that we're getting on teams, we were having trouble getting to those linebackers because they're taking away our 3 defenders that usually would get there. So read the 3 technique. If he chases, the quarterback's going to pull it. If he comes upfield, the quarterback's going to give it. So just a quick read. And I think in this clip, the quarterback pulls it. So we'll try to – you can kind of see where we're at, and I don't have the end zone view of it. But essentially, we're reading this guy right here. So you can see how fast these linebackers are flowing to buck sweep because he's offset, and they know that's where we're going to run buck sweep. So backside here, when we call this, we would just pig them. So the center would block down, and then our guard would pig it and come up to this backer quick rather than wrapping all the way around. So essentially, if you think about it and you look at it, it really becomes like a quarterback trap if he decides to keep it. If he gives it, then we still have buck sweep. So this guy is now just going to pig it, and he's going to come up to this wheel linebacker because we want to be able to get to him. And he's pulling for him anyway, so that doesn't really change much of anything on that. So big gain for us, and those linebackers are lost. They're looking at the player rather than where the ball is, and we get a big gain. And we had a lot of success running this game in particular. So there's just another variation of what we do off of buck sweep. I think this has become a staple for everybody running the shotgun and wing tee. The one thing that we do different off of it is we're looking out here in the flat, and if there's somebody there, and this is really coaching, you guys probably all are gonna need to write this down. I coach our quarterback that if he can complete this, throw it. And if he can't complete it, give it. So that's all the coaching point is on that. And like I said, that's great coaching. So, but yeah, if we can complete this bubble, we're going to throw it. And if not, give it. And I'm not going to be mad either way. But what we did do is we were running a bubble, and I was having trouble getting our guys to get width on the bubble. So we changed it this year to run this quick speed out. And I think it does 2 things. Number 1, it gives us width. And number 2, it gets it to where our receiver now is not getting his eyes on to see where the defender is right away. So now he's just catching it, and we work on getting the ball, tucking the ball, and then getting that offhand ready to give him a stiff arm as he comes across if there's a defender there. So I like it better this way. I know people live and die by the bubble. I think this is an easier throw for your quarterback, and I think it helps the receiver too. But again, that's how we do it. So here we just have our tight end split out, and we have a wing kind of split. So all we're telling our quarterback is, if you like this and you can throw it. If they're off like that, throw it. If this guy was up, we would give it. And so he's going to give it or throw it here, and he's just taking his pre-snap read, take one step, get away from their tailback so we don't fumble it, and then get that ball out as fast as you possibly can. And you can see on that how much width he really gets in that, because we make a good throw and it forces him to the sideline. I would love for that our receiver to go to get his offhand up though and get a stiff arm there. I think that's one of the most underutilized tools in high school that there is kids just don't use the stiff arm as much as I think they should. So here's it from the backside. We just try to get it out there in space and just get those guys thinking that, those linebackers are thinking that, hey, I can't just go straight to Bucksweep if in this particular case, because they can throw it out there and I got to get out there and make a tackle. So again, I really would like a stiff arm right there. But here's another look at it. Again, just a quick out. If we like it, throw it. If not, get handed off. And then we got one from the backside too, which is a little bit harder to see. But it's real simple for them. So for us, the play call would come in, our Bucksweep call, and then we would just say key on it. And that we're telling everybody up front that you're still running Bucksweep, but the quarterback and our receiver, that would be our Z receiver, he's running a bubble, and our quarterback is going to see if he likes it, and if he likes to do it. So real simple to be able to do, and that for us. Here's another one that we do, Dully. So this is just telling our receivers, again, it's just a tag. It's telling our receivers, if you don't have a blocking responsibility, you're going to run a slant. That's all we're trying to do, is if you don't have a blocking responsibility, run a slant. So, for instance, our wing has a blocking responsibility in this play, so he is not running a slant. I tell our quarterbacks pre-snap, if you like the single receiver side, the slant, it's not just pull it and throw it. Otherwise, we are actually reading the will linebacker. If the will linebacker flows, you're going to pull it and throw that slant. And then this outside receiver, the Z out there, he's kind of just the safety net, where if something happens where that guy reads it and jumps it, then we can throw it to that Z receiver over there. So we're really trying to get the ball to the Y in this particular formation, but we can throw it to X if it's wide open. So here it is on the goal line, and we right away that guy's creeping up, so our quarterback has his eyes on him, and right away we shouldn't be throwing the ball. It shouldn't even be thought about. You're going to pull it and throw that slant. We do a pretty good job there of getting him the ball quickly, which is what we want to do. The only thing that I would tell our quarterback is you should have your eyes on that guy right now pre-snap, and as soon as he starts coming up, don't even hold the ball out there to the tailback. Just get rid of the ball to that slant, because it's going to be wide open. And again, here it is from the backside, and you can see that guy creeping up late there. We get that out there and get it and get the ball out. And we've implemented these RPOs into our quarterback warm-up. So when our quarterbacks are warming up, they're practicing the RPOs right there, and that's kind of like steal time doing it that way. So then play is we're kind of trying to hit all levels here. So now we're going to read the safety, especially if we know that safety is playing man on our wingback. As soon as he blocks down, he's going to come down, and so we're going to have our quarterback read that guy. So right now, he should be reading this guy right here, number 15, I think is his number. If he starts coming down, he's going to pull it and then hit this receiver. The receiver is going to run out the corner, stutter like he's blocking him, chop his feet like he's blocking him, and then take off. And we get a big gain, and then from the backside, it's a little better view. So again, we're reading this guy right here. As soon as he comes down, we're going to try to throw it out. So we want to run at this guy like we're stock blocking him, and then just take off. and you'll see how wide open it gets. If we make a better throw here, it's probably 6. Well, so that guy, you can see that safety's just crashing down big time to stop Bucksweep. We got a nice, if we would have given it here, we would have had a big game too, but nice play. And I know a lot of guys are saying, well, you got linemen downfield. Well, we've been doing this for 2 years now, and I've never had a call for a lineman downfield when we're doing it. And you can see our center, he's about, by the time that ball's thrown, about 5 or 6 yards downfield. So it's something that we'll adjust if they start calling on us. And I know defense coordinators love that. So quarterback counter, another variation that we do off of it. In this particular case, you can do it with Bucksweep with the tailback offset. But in this particular case, we did it with jet sweep motion. But it still looks like Bucksweep to us because for the defense. And then go back to this. Against this team, what we ended up doing is we ran Bucksweep with our guys on one side and then counter with the other side. So from this right tackle all the way over, they're running counter, and then the wingback and the fullback in this I have it drawn up here. It'd be our tailback. Those two guys are running jet sweep. So we were reading the Mike linebacker here. If he flew over with the jet sweep, then we're gonna run quarterback counter. So we'll get a good look at it here. So again, our film starts late, but you see it, and we'll go to the end zone where you get a better look. So we are, just to give you guys an idea, in this particular look, we're reading this guy right here. If he flows hard with it, then our quarterback's going to pull and run quarterback counter back. If he stays right there, we're going to give it because we're thinking we don't have to block him. We're sending this guy down here, and then he's inside out over, our tailback's inside out back here. Anything that he sees inside, and then if not, get his work up inside. And those linebackers are flowing hard. So I think we stole this from Oklahoma, so we saw running it. So right now, that guy's flying out there. Easy read for our quarterback. Keep it. 6 points for us. So here it is again. Again, this guy's motioning. We're going to read the same defender. As soon as they start flowing like that, pull it, and then get up there and get out and just make somebody miss, make somebody fall down, and off to the races we go. Here it is from the end zone. And there we're really like that play. Just find ways to get the guy the ball. Scissors. This is a wing tee staple. In this particular one, we're blocking it just like the one before. It's counter for us. So we're just doing the double handoff, but we're running counter up there. And then I'll show you guys another way that we do it too, which I think is I've never seen anybody else run it the way we have, but this is we're running counter. So our tight end and guard are pulling. So our guard is kicking and our tight end is wrapping, and then it's a double handoff in the backfield. In this play, we've got this has been a really good play for us for quite a long time. Here's a better look at it. So guard kick, tight end wrap, blocking down on this guy. Fake out our camera guy for a minute. Then here it is, just another look for us on it. Same team, and just come back and run it again. We've had success on it. So this is what we think is a big time hit play for us, where we want to run 3 or 4 times a game if we can. 1 or 2 is good too. And then the last way we run this is this was back from our under center days. So what we would do in this particular case is we would actually pull our guards as if we're running buck sweep. So we would be running buck sweep to the left here. So pull them, 1, 2, turn, and come back around. So 1, 2, pull, and then come around. So you can watch the guards on this, and they get out, and that's how we'll do the double handoff that way. And then the end zone field camera's better. So they're just going to get out, turn, and come back. Lots of flow. Again, man, there's my contact information. I'm happy to send anybody anything that they ask for, anything they need, and always willing to help. We can jump on Zoom and talk about things if anybody needs to or whatever. We don't got much going on in Arizona with all the COVID stuff, so always open to talking ball and learning what other guys are doing and go from there.
Good job, Coach.
Thanks, man.
So while I was watching your film or the clips that you guys were showing, I noticed that you guys had like really big splits and your linemen were actually like, putting their arms out. Typically not what you see when you have like a normal wing T team. So why did you guys decide to do that?
They started that before I got there.
Oh, their splits were like that the whole time?
Yeah, so we do it because of angles. We feel like we have better angles, wider splits. Mm-hmm. They will condense on certain plays. So they know, for instance, belly, we want to stretch those guys out as much as we can. Depending on the look that we get, if we have like 2 outside shades on it and we're blocking them out, then we'll widen them. If we know we're gonna have to cross block, then we'll shorten them. And we stretch our hands out and we make them touch. And you pick that up on the film. Yeah, usually I bring that up, but we do that every single play, man. We make them spread their hands out like Pop Warner kids and make sure their splits are good. But at the same time, like they'll do it and then condense their splits too if they need to. It just all depends on the play, but yeah, we want wide splits and just try to get those better angles because a lot of teams will try to block our linemen from getting to the linebackers. So.
Cool. One last question before we sign off over here is you were talking about how you get your quarterback to do their RPO reads in their initial warm-up before practice, right? Mm-hmm. So how often do you make them do those RRO reads? Is it an individual thing?
No, we'll do it in group run is when we'll do it. So we will we'll just go like on the strip or something like that with no linemen, and then I'll go be the read for them. And then because the hard thing is getting the running backs to go run full speed. So therefore, when we do it in there, I can really see if they're going full speed or not. But then I'll be the read, or I'll make the backup quarterback be the read too, and I'll just tell the backup quarterback what I want him to do, either crash down or go upfield or whatever. So and I've learned with the RPO stuff, man, is you gotta find time to practice it. So we don't really have. We'll do like a RPO period once a week. But then I try to steal time to try to get to practices so we're not. And then when you do it against your scout team, it's like if we do it if we do it in team, when we work on them in team, I will pull the kid out and I'll send a coach over there to be that guy to give him our quarterback a good look because the kid doing it is like, you're not helping us at all. Or or somebody has to stand back there and tell the kid exactly what to do.
Sure. Do you guys have any other like plays that you're doing all these RPOs or ROs out of? Like, you specifically talked about Buck. Are you guys doing it out of like a belly or a down series at all?
Yeah, we'll do that belly. We'll read the Ed man on the line of scrimmage. This year, actually, I can show you real quick if you want to see it.
Sure. Don't want to give away all your secrets, though. I'm just asking.
That's all right. I don't mind showing you. So let me see if I can. I just created it, and I can send this to you too, Coach. I don't mind. I just made this for my lower levels because I was so tired of them just doing whatever they wanted. So I made this for them so they can, like, this is everything that I want my lower levels installing. So run game, short, so 3 plays short, passing, 3 intermediate, and 3 deep, and then RPOs, sprint outs. But I told them they don't even have to get to the sprint outs if they can just teach this. So what we're going to do this year is going to be an automatic read. So for belly, this is for this particular look that I have right here, all of our bellies are going to be automatic reads this year. And I'm going to go back to the old, like, Delaware way of running belly where we motion the guy. And I tell our quarterbacks, if this guy crashes down and you pull it, I really don't want you to pitch it. I just want it to appear that we can pitch it, so they have to defend it. But I tell them basically 3 things: first down, touchdown, or get down. And that's their rules, is if you get the first down and then get down, if not, score. And if you're not going to score, then get your butt down. Don't take it. So we've been working on this like during the spring, and then when we have the chance in the summer, is they're going to read the alley. So if there's nobody in the alley, they're still going to read it. So if there's grass, so if we're running it weak here, if there's grass right there and you see open grass, pull it and go. If not, then you can do it that way. But we've done it also where we read the end man on the line of scrimmage, and we're run like jet sweep with him, and our quarterback is running the actual belly, not the running back or the tailback. So he would, and that was when he was,
or an interior linebacker from that.
We can do an RPO off of it and read that too. But I think you could also do it where you're running it too.
Yeah.
That guy
That's what I meant.
So like, I'm a huge fan of the old school wing formation like this, because now I can run it. If I can run it strong and weak, and we get so many teams that overload our strength that will run the crap out of weak side belly. But again, like in this look, if that free safety doesn't crash down, he's going to pull it. Our quarterback should pull it and go. But usually that strong safety, they make it appear that he's not in the box and he's not helping it. But he's like, if these guys are 5 yards, he's like 7 yards. So he is a run defender. He's not, he's not trying to by any means do anything with a pass. But yeah, that's how we're gonna do belly this year. But we would, so like if we want to read an interior guy, we say Ranger. If we want to do an exterior or end man line scrimmage, we say Roger. So read the nose and read the end is how we tell them to do it. And we don't use the numbering. I got the one change that I made my first year is we got rid of the numbering system, because I thought the numbering system made it difficult to run no huddle. So we named all of our runs and our passes.
Yeah, I noticed that bear, B and the R, belly, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, see, simple to figure out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bear, yeah. So bear, blood, sword, shield, train, tool, and simple. And I had the kids name them. So, but hopefully this helps. This I love this. This will be a new formation for us this year. I really love this. I really like this formation, because I think you're 2x2 and they have to defend the possibility of 4 verts. But then we can still run everything. And the other thing I'm going to do this year is, and you can see it drawn up here on all this stuff, is normally we would line our receiver on the numbers, like on the bottom of the numbers. Sure. This year I'm going to condense everything to where he'll be on the hash, and then he'll split the difference between the hash and the numbers, the X will. And I think that it puts more, because we've had problems where the corner is using the sideline as another defender. Well, if I condense it, you can't do that, but it's still, it doesn't change anything for me. It changes stuff for the defense. Just things we're going to play with.
It looks good. Do you have anything else that you would like to share before we get out of here?
Yeah, if there's anything else, anything I can do for anybody, I'm happy to help. And I'm in this business to help kids and coaches, and not for my own financial being, I guess is the way to say it.
Oh, yeah, we need more of those. Everyone's charging for everything nowadays, right?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching the home clinic. If you want to contact Coach Gehrts again, his Twitter handle is @coach_Gehrts. If you guys liked what you saw, check out our online clinic at clinic.chiefpigskin.com. Thank you guys. I appreciate it.